2WW279.
43 Alpha Alpha 17, 43 Alpha Alpha 17, 9 Alpha Tango 791 out here on the Gulf Islands, North Pacific. We're waving at you down under.
Good morning, Joe. I just woke up, mate. Local time here is about 6:45 a.m. in the morning. It's good to hear from you, mate, this early.
Yeah, it's really early. You know, it's kind of really weird conditions, Europe is coming in right now, too. And I just turned my beam around because a guy in France said somebody in Japan was calling me. But there's just too much QRM here, so I got my beam pointed your way, thankfully, now. And you're blasting in from Australia.
Yeah, well, I was turning my antenna to the short path onto Europe just to have a listen and see, and then I heard it. I did hear a Canadian station on the radio there, and he wasn't really strong, and I thought, oh, why not? I'll give it a flash to see who's out there, you know?
Well, you know what's crazy? I was down on channel 37 just about an hour ago, and I'm on my old TRC 458 with a ground plane 5/8 wave antenna. A guy from Arkansas comes back to me, which is no big deal. But then I heard Italy out there, 1 Alpha Tango 027, Giancarlo, and I talked to him for quite a bit on my ground plane. He says I was Q5 and he was also Q5.
It's a good station in Italy to talk to. He's like the big gun in Italy. I think he's the biggest station in Italy. I know he's got a massive antenna and he's running massive power, but yeah, when he gets on, he's always heard all around. But yeah, oh, that's good, mate.
Yeah, I was surprised because it was in the afternoon, and I don't usually hear him down there. I usually hear him up above 40. So after that contact, I came up here to 555, hoping there'd be some skip from Europe. I turned my beam towards Europe over the pole, and there it was. Lots of Europe coming in the afternoon, which is strange because it usually comes in the morning here, QSL.
Yeah, that's been a bit crazy. It's been weird. Like I say, in the afternoon here, we get it on the, usually on the short path. I mean, fitting the antenna on the long path about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then getting Germany and other stations like that. I spoke to Hungary the other day, and they were like 20 over 9. Really strong, and I was the same over there. It was just really weird conditions. It lasted about an hour and a half, and then it was gone. But probably three afternoons in a row, I tried it and it worked. And on Saturday afternoon, I was getting like 30 division coming in here, like 30 plus as well. So on the long path. So yeah, it's a little bit all over the shop at the moment.
Absolutely. Even you're usually coming. We usually talk quite a bit later in the day here, and it's really early. It's not even 2 p.m. It's 1:50 p.m. here in the afternoon. When I talk with you, it's usually early evening or late afternoon. So things are a little wonky right now, but that's okay. Yesterday, lots of Europe coming in. I talked to Spain and Portugal and all over the place. Kind of quiet when I went on there this morning, but it seems to be working its way up now. Now it's coming in pretty good. But yeah, you're literally blasting in here into the red.
Yeah, it is. It's strange. I've got no rhyme or reason to which way to face the antenna now. I'll sometimes just sit on the long path and put a few calls out. But like the other day, I was just said, I'll just try it. I put a few calls out on long path, and then I started getting a couple of 109 divisions out. And it's like, that's weird. And then all of a sudden, I was getting like 161s and 35s and 13s. Then I was getting even like Sardinia coming through on the long path, and that was like in the probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I got a big roll on. I reckon I had a pile up of about probably 20 blokes on 570, all coming in on the long path, and they're all strong stations. Like, it was hard to sort of pick one out to talk to because they're all coming over the top of each other. But there was a couple out of Germany, like they were going, I've never seen a signal like that in Germany. Like, I was 20 over 9, and they were really strong too, like 9 plus. It's like, wow, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Yeah, you don't know, and that's why I've been surprised and start trying something different, moving the antenna around a bit and sitting it there and having a listen, because sometimes you might get people in Europe that are talking, they're local, and then they're talking on, they're facing probably long path when they're talking local, and then they hear a 43 come through on the long path, and then once I got one and got on the cluster, they all jumped on board. So no, it was really strange.
Pretty crazy, isn't it? Really wild conditions. And that's when I heard Giancarlo this morning. I only was hearing and talking to U.S. skip, southeastern U.S., and when I heard him on 375, I said, what the hell is going on here? And he was coming in 20 over on my 5/8 wave ground plane. So I put a little power through the antenna, 350 watts, with a Texas Star High drive, and it wasn't a problem for him to hear me. But he was kind of like the only one on that channel. The U.S. dip kind of just stood down for a bit, and I actually had a QSO with him on the ground plane, which was really good. So looks like we got some pretty good conditions all over the place now, and it's about time because it was such a bloody quiet summer here with virtually no skip at all there, QSL.
Yeah, well, quiet summer for you, and quite weird time for us, the same all around the world. But even yesterday, probably about 7:30 in the morning, I was talking to Canada at 7:30 in the morning yesterday, a couple of stations, probably 3 in a row there. So it was, it's changing. Usually, like you say, I don't get you guys till about 9 a.m. or something like that, and then all the US stations start coming through. So everything seems to be opening up a little bit earlier. So yeah, but we've got a bit of an overcast and rainy day here in Australia. It's a little bit cool today. We've had some springtime weather across the weekend. It's been nice and warming up. Things are looking up. So looks like it's the conditions are following the weather as it sort of comes in around summertime and your winter time. It seems to be improving. So we'll keep our fingers crossed it gets better and better there.
Yeah, QSL. Well, they did forecast rain for us, but hey, I woke up this morning to a beautiful sunrise. We got scattered clouds out there, and it's around 18 degrees Celsius, so we haven't had any rain. It's been just bloody dry here. So when we do get the rain, it is always a welcome relief. You know, it's funny. I rolled up my garden hoses thinking it was going to rain. Well, guess what I had to do this morning? I was watering the bloody garden.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, I know. Yeah. The weather reports, the only job they can get it wrong and still keep their job. But yeah, sometimes you don't know. Yeah. And between a couple of thousand kilometres, the weather can change so significantly as well. So yeah, you don't really know what's going on. But no, it's good. It's good. All right, I'm going to go up to the doctors this morning to get a blood test. So I just thought I'd get up early. Well, I'm usually up early anyway. I just get on the radio. So I've got about another hour or so, so I've got to go up there. So I thought I'd have a chat on the radio in the morning and see who's on there. Got work tomorrow and the next day, and then nothing after that. So I usually get up early when I'm going to work and get on the radio, and it's always the mornings when I'm going to go to work when the conditions are really good. So we'll see how it's going to turn out tomorrow. But so far, yeah, look, I had it on for 15 minutes this morning on the long path and or facing you guys, and I heard no one. Then I was playing around and then heard someone, and I thought, oh, maybe there is someone out there. Sometimes you don't know till you put out a call, you know.
You know it, bro. Yeah, that's the thing. You just have to call. Sometimes you have to fish for a little skip. Even when there's no skip in there, some days you think there's no skip. You never know. There might be somebody out there listening. You know, I've been on a dead quiet 11-meter band, and I just kind of fish for skip, calling here and there. And once in a blue moon, somebody comes back to me there, QSL.
Yeah, a lot of people just leave their radio on and they do stuff around the home and see what's going on. I do it myself. I'll be in and out of the house and that, and then sometimes you'll hear something and I'm like, wow. But yeah, sometimes it's amazing. It'll be dead quiet and then within half an hour the band's alive. It's just like the conditions just slowly roll in, and then you get 2 division and then you guys in 9 division, and then I got a strange one yesterday. It was like 73 division. It's like some part of South America, northwest South America sort of thing. Yeah, so Guana or something like that, or something. Yeah, weird. That was a weird one. It's 73 division, but yeah, it was in South America.
That's a good one, man. Long haul from where you are out in Australia. Hey, what part of Australia were you in it again? Refresh my memory. I keep forgetting. Where are you in Australia? You're not in Queensland, are you?
No, they're the Cane Coast. No, we're down from there. We're in New South Wales. So we're Queensland, New South Wales, and Victoria all on the east coast of Australia. Then you've got the whole of Western Australia, which is on the west coast. So we're on the east coast of Australia. So basically, outside of Australia, if we go dead east or nearly east, northeast sort of bit, we're pointing to you guys, where the Western Australia they've got to come across Australia to get to you guys, but they've got a closer shot at Africa and stuff from us. So we're in the state that's called New South Wales. So we're in the middle of the east coast. So Queensland's above us, and then Melbourne's below us. So we're in the middle sort of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I know where you are now. I talked to a guy in Perth, Australia last night, which is over, I think, on the other side there, QSL.
Yeah, well, Grant that gets on here, he's in Perth, yeah, so he's over the Kimberleys or something on the Perth side, so yeah. Like I say, they're more closer to Africa than us, and they're on the Indian Ocean side, so we're closer to on the Hawaiian side and on the you guys side, but at the end of the day, it's whether it's long pass or short pass, it doesn't make a difference. It's been working real good for me for long pass, because I'm close to the coastline, and then when I do face up on the long pass, it's a straight shot over the ocean straight away instead of the short pass having to go over the mountains and out the western side. It seems to be a better trip for us on the long pass over the ocean at the start, you know?
Absolutely. Sure pays living next to the ocean, I'll tell you that. I'm about 900 feet from the Pacific Ocean here on the very northern tip of this small island, so we got lots of water on either side of us close by, QSL.
Yeah, most definitely. So, yeah, it pays to be close to the ocean, but yeah, there's still a lot of stations that are a lot higher than us. We're nearly basically at sea level. Stations that are pretty high up, but they work quite well as well. But yeah, it's just, on any given day, it doesn't matter how much power you're running, and then it all brings it back to even when the conditions are good. You can be running a lot of power, and it doesn't seem to make that much of a difference. It's only when the conditions are a little bit poor and that's the extra power comes into play, and even I've got a vertical antenna, and that doesn't seem to work when the conditions are a little bit up and down, but when the conditions are great, it works well. But yeah, but the beetle, when the conditions are good, it levels everything out, you know.
Totally agree with you 100%, and elevation certainly does help, I'll tell you. I'm only 160 above sea level, but you know, I talked to that 17 Romeo Golf 010 over there on the big island of Hawaii. I think he's up 3,000 or 3,500 foot on the side of that Mauna Loa volcano there, man. He just blasts in here with his Antron 99. He doesn't have anything in the way. He's got an open shot there, QSL.
Yeah, well, that makes a difference for sure. Yeah. Some things are probably skewed to signal or something like that or whatever, but yeah. But yeah, the last couple of afternoons, it's been really good on the long path. It's really strange, and I don't know, whenever I go long path, whoever I'm receiving signal is like intensified, so they're a shitload stronger on the long path than the short path, which is strange, but yeah, it's just that side of the world's working at the moment, but I spoke to a couple of blokes in WA yesterday, and they said that they're not getting real good conditions over their side, but it can change. I think they get a lot of CX into South Africa and states, stuff like that we don't. So, yeah, it's a matter of a couple of thousand kilometres in your location can make a lot of difference, you know?
Absolutely, 100%, yep. You just go a couple hundred kilometers can make a hell of a lot of difference, like you say, for sure. Anyway, you know what, I should roll. I'm going to grab something to eat. I'm starting to get hungry here. I never really had much for lunch. I had a little snack. And I go, you know what? It's already approaching. It is 2 o'clock here, p.m. Pacific time. And always a pleasure to talk to you, man. This has been a great QSO. And we usually have very good QSOs here, long QSOs. And your signal is fantastic. That 4-element beam is working good. You're on the 4-element, right?
Yeah, Roger, yeah, it's all working and stuff. There's just a couple of tiny tweaks that I leave it at the moment. I couldn't be bothered pulling it down and tweaking it for a little bit of an advantage. But yeah, no, it's working good, mate. It's doing a good job.
Sounds awesome, man. Great setup. Anyway, I'm going to roll out here for a little bit. I'm going to grab me some tea, and I'm going to grab me a snack, and I'll be back on here a little bit later on. Hey, we're going to say cheers and beer, 73s. Hope you have a good doctor's appointment. I got to go for blood tests every so often too. Lots of fun. Anyway, have a good week. If I don't talk to you today, maybe I'll talk to you tomorrow. 43 Alpha Alpha 17 down under New South Wales, Australia. 9 Alpha Tango 791. We're waving.
Yeah, all good, Joe. Always a pleasure, mate. 73 and enjoy your sleep, mate. Catch you later. Bye-bye.
Take care, man. Have a great day.
9 Oscar Charlie 106 Ontario.
Waving at you, Brian, off the back of the beam. I hear you out there in New York. 2 Whiskey Whiskey 279 Niagara Falls, New York. Waving at you, Brian. I got to roll out of here. Have a good day, buddy. I'll be back shortly.
Okay, Joe, 7-3 from the East Coast. It's about 5 p.m. here. 27, that's okay. 7-3.
Oh, nice and warm. I'm packing my bags and heading to the Empire State. That sounds good. Very nice. Have a good one, Brian. Cheers, buddy. Sounds awesome. Cheers, bud. I was off the back of the beam, Brian. I was sounding good too from New York.